Jose.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Have we started?
We're getting ready to start
Getting
now.
ready to start now.
Have a quorum?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have a colleague that's sitting in with me, Kat Bamba. She's one of the lawyers in the office, and so she'll be one of the lawyers that will be assisting with these board meetings.
Okay.
So I just wanted you all to be aware of that and introduce Kat. So on the line, okay?
Okay. Okay. Make sure. Turn on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, Do Not Disturb is now on.
This meeting of the Board of Commissioners for the Housing Authority of Florence is now called to order. All members present, would you please just participate in the roll call? We'll start it to my far right.
Maylide Holmes. Linda Barr Williams.
Gerard Moultrie.
Thomas Porter.
And your chair, Douglas Hawkins. We determined that a quorum is present. Those staff members, would you please let us know who you are who are here today?
Alfonso Bradley.
Jennifer Manning, Deputy Director.
Casey Morris, HR Administrator.
Shayna Sullivan, Executive Assistant.
Okay. And our guest was here.
Matthew Mitchell, Gibraltar Construction.
Mike Ross, Gibraltar Construction. Brandon Ross, Gibraltar Construction.
And our media.
Seth Taylor, Professor Career.
Okay. And we have a member of Florence's finest, law enforcement officer. What's your name?
Oscar Merchant.
Okay. All right. May we have prayer, please? Reverend Moultrie.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for another opportunity that you have allowed us to assemble together. Now, God, I ask that you be with us as we conduct the business of the Housing Authority. Amen.
Amen. Okay. With the approval of the agenda, I think that there's some matters that that the agenda needed to be amended. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you go ahead and put those items out here?
I would like to make a motion to be added to the agenda to be placed on the Palmetto Board.
I didn't understand. You said what now? To be.
I want to add to the agenda to be an item to be placed on the Palmetto Board.
Item to be placed on the.
Yes, me personally, Commissioner Moultrie.
Okay. Okay, we will add that for a discussion because I think that we have a member. Well, we'll okay. That'll be new business. Is there any objection to this item being added to the agenda? Any objection? Okay. All right. It will be added. All right. Is there anyone from public participation this morning?
Gibraltar.
Okay. All right.
I can stand.
You can stand, and you have between 3 to 5 minutes, please.
I did speak with Dr. Good morning, board.
Good morning.
Gentlemen. I talked to Dr. Bradley this morning for a few minutes before the board meeting, and we are asking for the board, their attorney, and our legal representative to sit down in, I don't want to say pre-litigation mediation, to go over our two contracts with the Housing Authority of Charlotte and Florence as quickly as possible. That's about all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
We thank you so very much, and we will discuss that further. Can that be? Does any board member have an issue with that being added to? Well, we need to go into, we will hear a report on that from this, in our executive session, and we'll go from there. Okay. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
For that, and that will be taken under advisement. And thank you for coming to make that request. Okay. May we have approval of our minutes? Chair will accept a motion to approve our minutes from October 17th.
Linda Bar Williams move that we approve the minutes from October 17th.
Gerard Moultrie, second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we approve the minutes from our last meeting, October the 17th. Excuse me. Let's do it in one. October 17th and October 31st?
October 17th and the 31st.
Okay.
Yes.
You seconded?
Second.
Okay. It has been moved and properly seconded that we approve the minutes from October the 17th and October the 31st. All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option. It is so ordered. Is there any unfinished business?
Yes, Brother Chair, we have, it is to my understanding of the board, we have asked the attorney to, certainly, we did a forensic audit. I think the public is entitled to know what is in this forensic audit. And so the board have asked, and I think at this time, the unfinished business says we need to, of course, have the attorney to release this, as well as us let the public know what is going on. And also, there's question that I would like to discuss in executive session about getting a subpoena to unlock some devices, that electronic devices that have codes on it, that we've talked about it several times in executive session. And now, since nothing have happened in executive session, I'm bringing it to the board openly to say we need to release this forensic audit and also release it to SLED, allow them, SLED has already been here. We need to give them a copy of it as well as give it to OIG so that we can move forward. If there needs to be criminal charges, then we need to proceed with those criminal charges. To include, and also I want to say, to include the sewer grant as well.
Okay, so you've heard the statement from Brother Moultrie on the unfinished business regarding the release of documents or the release of reports.
Mayor, this is Attorney Coker. I would advise the board that we discuss that in closed session as we are planning to do today. And so I would ask that the board patiently wait until we get into closed session to address that matter further so we can then fully respond.
All right. We will take that under advisement and we will discuss that in executive session at this particular time. Is there any other unfinished business? Any new business? We'll go to new business. Meeting procedure change. Members of the board, I have to say that I am remiss. I asked a request has come, and I've asked the executive director and his staff to kind of look at our procedures, especially about public participation. Had an opportunity to look at the county's procedure for public participation, and asked if we could kind of take that particular procedure and apply it to the housing authority. I'm trying to.
Is that this here?
Yeah, it's in the packet. Okay, it's in the packet. Has everybody had a chance to look at it? Or can you take
23.
Can you take a couple of minutes and look at it, and let's see if this is something that we can incorporate without.
I'm going to openly just object to that because as a policy, there might be some things in here that aren't in here that I or another commissioner might feel needs to be in here. And with the proper time, we might be able to address those things. But to just have this now and you're saying that you have someone else work on the policy when we should be setting the policy.
No, I'm saying, when I say somebody
Right,
work on the project,
right,
I'm just
right.
saying submit it.
Right.
Submit it to us.
Right.
Basically, the only thing that they did was change the wording so it would not say county council, it says
Right.
FA.
But you're asking if we will adopt this right now. And I'm saying I'm not going to be ready to adopt this today. Definitely not.
Okay. Anyone else? And basically what this does is that this gives us an opportunity to review any request to be heard before the board, rather than it coming to the board, and we not know what individuals are going to speak about.
Brother Chair, I mean, I think this is a good idea, but I'd like to make a substitute motion, if I may, to table this till we get into executive session. There's a couple of things I, personally have some questions on.
Okay. Well, basically, that's not going to require a motion. So basically, we'll just move it to executive session. Okay. All right. Charge-offs.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have the vacant tenant balances charge-off for this quarter. For Griggs Avenue, charge-off balance is $3,203.81. For Lakota Crossing Apartments, it's $6,131.50. And for your public housing, it's $19,906.53.
I have a question. And I'm not going to name names, but the number is F8029.09.
Commissioner Porter, what page are you on?
For the Housing Authority of Florence.
Yes,
Public
I see
housing.
that one.
Okay.
What page is that? It's page 24.
How did the balance reach that high?
Basically, a lot of these balances that you see that are very excessive is when people are charged with retro rent. that means that it has come through a HUD secure website that they have been working and have not reported it to the agency.
Okay,
So we have the opportunity to go back and retro that account.
okay, and that's what most of these high
Yes.
figures are, retro. Okay. That was my only question.
Any other questions?
So you need a motion to charge these off?
Yes, sir.
All right. One thing that has come to the mind, come to the attention of the board is that before this report is placed within the minutes,
Okay.
that I don't mind that we remove the names and addresses. Okay? So with that change,
While we waiting, Ms. Manning, it kind of so the public would know, what does charge off mean?
It means that it's taken out the housing authority, off the housing authority, and we can actually go to debt set off or gear to actually recoup the money when people file their taxes.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good.
we don't meet that. That's right. We don't need that. I think so.
They can put that lady name in the newspaper, she owed $51. That's a HUD violation. If you approve this, you have to give it to them. We can approve the charge off.
Charge off amount.
And, you approve what's in this packet. If you approve what's in this packet, the media has a right to know what is in this packet through a FOIA request. You can't approve something and then move it from a FOIA request. You follow me? You can't approve something and then you approve this and the media asks you for it in a FOIA request. You have to give them that.
Or we can have a call, a special call meeting and do that.
So we got to do.
I make a motion that we table this until we get an executive session for further discussion.
I second that motion.
Okay, it has been moved and properly seconded that this particular report be tabled until we can get into the executive section. All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option. It is so ordered. Okay, the possibility of placing Brother Moultrie on the Palmetto Board is up for discussion.
I mean, I don't know what there is to discuss. Do we have the ability to appoint another commissioner? I think we do. That's the only question. If we do, then there should be a.
Aren't you already?
Right, so the question is, how many commissioners can we have on the board? Is it more than one, isn't it?
I don't know the answer to that one. And I
Four is the
think,
number. We can have up to 4.
So who's on?
where is that? Where is?
Right, we have that?
Always had 4, but let's see who's on the
Okay.
committee.
Well, Monica was on it.
Monica was on it.
I'm
Monica's
on,
not a
and I'm
commissioner.
gonna come off.
But see, but neither you and Monica are commissioners.
Now, that's why that's why I'm gonna come off.
No, but see, but you can
You
come
got
off,
the-
but
the
you,
board.
the board, but you'll always be
Yeah.
right.
The secretary.
Right.
So, I mean.
So it's only who not for just you and
Just him.
that's it.
Oh, so that should be, I mean, well,
I don't
know,
see
I mean-
nothing wrong with him being on there if it's just one other commissioner, and we had 4. I think we need to fill those other 4 slots also,
Because,
slots to make 4 even.
because their bylaw says that, that the director of finance
And the ED.
and the ED, but see, but
Discussion.
yeah.
And here's my discussion, Brother Chair. The director of finance is a staff. The executive director is a staff. They can't be staff members and board members. So now, even though we've done this in the past and it was wrong, we can't continue to do wrong. We have 4 seats on that board, and I would like to be on one of those seats.
I would like to say this, barring any restrictions or, if it can be done, I say, let's do it. If we need to have a discussion in executive session to look over the bylaws and figure it out, but, anything short of that, I don't see why we went into it,
I don't see, I just wanna be right in what we do,
Right,
rather than,
definitely.
that's the only thing. I just wanna be right in what we do. Do we have a copy of the
Call the
bylaws?
order. I'm calling the order. You can't chair the meeting and discuss the meeting. There's a motion on the floor, we need to vote. It's
I
not
haven't heard a motion.
Well, I mean, I made the motion to be placed on the board. There's a motion on the floor. You can't chair the meeting and discuss. If you want to relinquish the chair, you can relinquish the chair, and somebody else can chair, and you can discuss. But you can't chair and make the discussion. There's a motion on the floor, there's discussion, and if we're going to discuss, you can discuss, but you can't chair and discuss.
I haven't heard the motion.
The motion was added for Commissioner Mochi to be placed on the
Who
Palmetto
made the
board.
motion?
I made the motion,
So you made the motion for yourself to be placed on there.
yes.
I haven't heard a second.
I would like to, first discuss it in executive session, so we can look at the bylaws and see, what that states, you know what I mean?
So they're 2 opposite things. Either there's a motion on the floor.
But Commissioner Moultrie's motion was on the floor first, so I guess I have to defer to that.
I second that motion, Linda Bar Williams.
So there's a motion on the floor to place Commissioner Moultrie on the board of the Palmetto Housing Authority. All of those in favor? All of those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option.
I'm going to abstain due to, not knowing what the policy should be.
Motion passes. Did you vote, Brother Moultrie?
I can't vote on the motion that I placed on the floor.
Okay. 1, 2.
2 yeas and 1 abstain.
That's not the majority.
2 is not the majority.
Because you got 4.
You can't vote. You're not a voting member unless you're a tie.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2.
I can't vote in a
And
motion.
I
that's
can't,
on the
and
floor.
I can't vote on a motion, and he abstained.
So I made the motion. I made the motion. I can't vote on the motion that I made. It's 2-1, so the motion passes.
I disagree with you, but, if that's the way, board, that's how y'all see it?
With all due respect, Doug, you are the chair, so you have the right to make this decision right now.
One, two, one abstain, one abstention, 4 members present.
Were the attorneys on the line?
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask the attorneys.
Jose,
Yes, I'm here.
point of order. Motion on the floor. We have 4 members present, including, chair. Motion has, carried. The vote is 2 with 1 abstention, 1 abstained, and it is concerning a member, so 1 does not. Well, you basically have 2 abstentions. What is the rule?
So, who abstained?
Porter abstained, and Moultrie cannot vote on a motion concerning himself.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I guess the motion would die. I mean, it wouldn't pass. Because there's not a majority.
Okay. All right.
So I have a question then, because, okay, so the majority of the people that can vote, how many people can vote on that motion right there?
3.
3 people can vote on the motion.
Point of
People
order.
did vote.
Oh, point of order, 3 people did vote because my vote is the vote. My vote is the vote with the motion. So when I made the motion, that's a vote.
Not necessarily.
Ask the attorneys, Doug. Ask the attorneys, that's what they're there for.
No, your motion, Commissioner Moultrie, was just the motion, and then the board takes action to vote. Because my understanding is you abstained from voting.
No, Point abstained. I made the motion.
So the question is, can you make the motion and vote? That's the question to the attorney.
The question is, you can make the motion and then vote for it, but the problem is the question becomes, can you vote for yourself?
What's the answer?
Can he?
I think that's the question that's being asked.
Yeah, he's voting for himself here. To appoint himself to the board, right? Do you get paid? Is there any financial gain by being put on this board?
No.
No.
Okay. Are there any benefits that you would receive by being on this board?
No.
No.
Yeah, then you can vote for yourself as long as there's no conflict.
Okay.
Well, then at this point, what can you do? Can you redo the vote, or how do you do that now?
We can give him an opportunity to vote.
Okay.
And I would poll, Ms. Sullivan, make sure we poll the board as to see who specifically voted yay, who voted nay, and who abstained, so the minutes are clear.
Okay. All right. Basically, what's going to happen is that we're going to retake the vote on this motion. So, Ms. Ladd, can you tell me how you would vote on this? Yay or nay?
I'm gonna vote yes.
Okay. Ms. Williams?
Yay. Linda Bar Williams.
Brother Moultrie?
Yes.
Okay. And, Brother Porter?
Abstain.
Okay. All right, the vote is, 3 with 1 abstention, so therefore the motion carries.
Okay.
Now, we'll deal with agency reports, please. Creekside?
Creekside report, 16 residents housed at temporary locations, 1 pending eviction, 54 residents relocated altogether, 31 transferred to another public housing unit, 23 were housed under the HCV program, 11 moved out of public housing all the way. We have 7 remaining residents for public housing, which we have 4 units. We're waiting to be completed. We have 9 remaining residents with vouchers. 4 of the 9 already have pre-location set up already. As units are made ready, we're offering them to the remaining residents in the hotels.
So that's leaving how many people? 5?
Well, when I made this report, there were 16 people altogether.
Right.
Yesterday, we moved someone into a public housing unit. Today, we're moving someone else into a public housing unit. And we're waiting on the 4 to relocate with the housing choice voucher.
Okay.
So then we're gonna have probably five left with the housing choice voucher.
Good.
And I think there's gonna be about 3 by the end of the month
Okay.
for public housing.
Great.
Okay. Asset management?
Currently, we have 96.66% for public housing. Pelican House is 97.83%. Griggs Avenue is at 100%. Dakota Crossing is at 98.61%. And McGowan Commons is at 100% occupancy.
Contracts, maintenance?
Contracts, insurance projects, Churchill has 1 kitchen grease fire, is still pending. Construction contracts, Parkview completed elderly building roof replacement. Scattered sites currently replacing 1 roof, obtaining quotes for 3 floor replacements. Bridgeland currently working on floor, wall, and countertop replacement. Oakland Place currently replacing 3 roofs. Performing major landscape cleanup and renovations at 8 of our public housing sites. Completed this month was 15 apartment turnovers and make-readies. 11 were at Churchill, 2 were at Oakland, 1 scattered site, and 1 in Pamplico. Miscellaneous information on all sites and authorities. Agriculture, engineering, and development services. Paces Preservation Partners. PPP currently working on 3 sites, 400 East Pine Street, McGowan, and 15 acres at Fairfield Circle. RFQ awarded to Cawthorn and Associates, reviewing draft of agreement. Air quality solicitation, mold, asbestos, lead paint, received 1 proposal from ABS Environmental, which is being reviewed.
Let me, on this miscellaneous information, the RFQ for PPP, that was actually done in like January so that all this is old information, even with Cawthorn and Associates. It was put on hold, I guess, when all the stuff started happening in the agency and stuff. Everything was just left there. I've been reviewing the documents from the past and all that stuff, so nothing has happened since with these awarded contracts since about January. So essentially they haven't done anything, and so I got to go back and we're gonna have to probably rebid all this stuff.
Okay, you gonna rebid this?
Yeah, we'll have to because
Okay.
so much time has gone by.
Right,
And,
right.
these were, they went through the process of bidding it out and all that stuff, but it's old information. And as you know, it's been in the packet ever since, probably January or something like that.
On the top of the next page, there's another RFQ.
I hear you.
Okay, yeah. On this RFQ on the next page, now that one isn't old. That's where we we put bids out for RFQ for architecture and engineering company to determine what work needs to be done at Creekside. And we were waiting for the person who we offered the position to for facilities and maintenance to come in before we sat down, that person, myself, and Ms. Manning, and determined which company we were going to hire.
Right.
But unfortunately, the person who we had offered the job to, their existing company offered them more money to stay. So we lost out on that person. Okay, so we're going to move forward with people inside the agency to look over the RFQs that came in and determine which company we're going to use. And we're going to be doing that later this week. And then after that's done, they go in and tell us what all work needs to be done and have the plans, whatever, drawn. We're going to put out the bid for a company to actually go in and do the work. And of course, we're going to run those ads probably about 2 weeks because we're trying to get Creekside is I feel like mid-February or sometime in there. It shouldn't take long to get it done. So we've already been doing some work on it. I mean, cleaning out the outside. We're cleaning the building now. But we're not turning units or anything because when the work starts, they're gonna go in and they're gonna have to cut in the walls and stuff like that to repair the plumbing. And so, we're doing some things already. And so when the work starts, we don't anticipate it taking all that long, a couple months maybe. And then we're gonna turn those units and we're gonna get our people back in there. That's 100 housing units that we're gonna make available to residents in Florence and outside in the other area. Of course, and as well as that's our goal with all of our vacant units in mod or in the contracts. We want to make these units available to the residents, and when we get all of the vacant units we have up and running, we're talking almost 200 new units that's going to be available to residents in the early part of next year. And so that's where we're going.
Any questions?
No questions. Sounds good.
And I also would like to give an update on our maintenance and our outstanding work orders. Basically, our reports were looking as if there were so many outstanding work orders that were out there. Because when you hear people say we had 1,200, we had 1,500.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was when people transition from a job and say you have these work orders in your hand and you decide to leave the agency, they don't turn them in the way they're supposed to turn them in. So what happened was they couldn't be closed. So then maintenance that's here now had to actually go out and verify this work was done.
Right.
And do a work order saying this work was done, completed, until we find, if we can find or reprint those original work orders.
Okay.
So currently we're down to 933 work orders. That's including 320 of them being preventive maintenance.
Thank you.
So what is the allotted time to close these work orders out?
Basically, we look to turn them in as soon as when the maintenance turn them into the foreman review them for accuracy. What happens, he turns them in, they're separated, they're sent to the different sites to be closed. Daily, work orders are being closed.
So what I'm saying though, doesn't HUD have a guideline to say, if you get this work order, I understand they treat the emergencies,
Right.
but they treat the other work orders, there's a time capsule on the work order to say, if someone calls in and says, hey, this electrical is not working, it may not be an emergency, but don't they have a timeline to say this needs to be closed?
When it comes to emergencies, it has to be abated within a certain period of time.
I understand emergency, but I'm talking about the non-emergencies.
Non-emergencies, with a regular routine work order, even with a MOR or HUD inspection, a lot of times you get 30 days to close those. But per agency, we don't want them open no longer than 5-7 days.
But 30 days is is the HUD guideline.
Yes. Yes. If they come in and do an inspection and we have to make repairs, we have to respond to them within 30 days. But if it's an emergency, we gotta have to make that response within 24 hours.
I get a lot of complaints from residents that non-emergency, but it conducive to their living conditions.
Right.
That just have not been, priority has not been taken care of, and site managers, this is what I'm being told. Site managers are not, I can't say they're not working with maintenance effectively, but the resident is still not satisfied or work has not been completed. So how is that?
Whenever that becomes an issue and there is a community manager or a site manager and the issue has not been addressed or that resident is not satisfied with what has been done, then I will request them to reach out and contact me, because then I can actually get with the foreman to find out what the problem is.
Okay, so site manager, resident has contacted me, resident has, went through chain of command with the site manager. So the next person will be you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, finance?
Board of Commissioners, our finance director, resigned earlier this month. And we're in the end of the year with September 30th, and we have this director in, and he's doing, the end of the year, his end of the year, accounting. So all of that's in process and we don't have it yet. And so what we're gonna have to do we're gonna forego the finances for this meeting, and we'll get that to you as soon as Mr. Rector finishes it, and he'll be finished within a week or so.
Okay.
But what we wanna do is, this time, it'll be a comparison between last year and this year.
Don't lie.
Okay? So you'll have that. You'll have the finances for the end of the year for last year and this year.
All
And
right.
so he should be finished within a week.
Okay.
So those are the yearly, but our monthly finance report, we won't have one this month, you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Okay, so we'll table the financial report.
Yes, sir.
Your executive director's report.
Okay, we're gonna do this a little different. Today, board members, as you know, you see, we have, our new system in here of, the mic here, and we have a new, video monitor right here. And I'm gonna ask, Mr. Edwards, I know you can hear me, go ahead and, move the camera. And you see it turning now towards our screen, so, I'm gonna try to do my executive report like in PowerPoints, from now on. Sometime I won't, but most of the time it'll be a PowerPoint. And what I wanna do today is, we have a number of properties that the Housing Authority owns. And they're just kind of sitting there, they're just sitting there. And what we wanna do, is to begin to make plans as a board on getting these properties developed, putting units on them, making them ready for residents to be housed. And what I'm gonna do this month, I'm gonna identify 2 of those properties. Next month, January, because we don't meet next month, we'll talk about another 2, and we'll just kind of go on like that until you know about all the properties and the opportunities that we have, because that's what we have, is a lot of opportunities. Housing Authority of Florence, property development locations in the city of Florence. As I said, we're gonna look at 2 of them. The first one is on Fairfield Circle property. That property is approximately 15 acres of land, was previously a mobile home park. It has existing water and sewer lines, has existing electrical lines underground. I'll let you know what that means. That's really where the county and the city want to go. So if there's a hurricane or a storm, You don't have to worry about a telegram pole wires getting pushed down because everything is underground. And it has existing roads already. Okay, and the land where the mobile homes are, the land that we will be building on is elevated above the road, so it's perfect from a structural standpoint. This is the lot here, and I have a little, I don't know if you can see my little red pointer right there, right? That's an aerial view of 15-acre property. This is the blue line I'm trying to keep my hand steady, but that's the property line that goes up there and it comes all the way down here. And I don't know if you look real close, you can see the blue line. That's Fairfield Circle there. You have it covered by trees some. And these are the roads in there. Houses, or whatever you all decide you want there can go all along here, all around. It can go all in here. Now, the dark green trees you see there are all small trees, probably about the size of this here. Saplings, right. So they can be, moving them wouldn't be a problem. The gray looking things, those are the big trees. When you see it, stuff like that, that's right there. Those are the big trees, and I would recommend that we don't take them down because we have, I said we have existing water lines already here that we probably could take advantage of if when we clear the lot, we don't destroy it. Okay. Okay. So it's my estimate that we could, depend on the size of the lots, we're looking at between 75 and 100 houses. Right. This property is in the county. I got it right here. Okay, the property is in the county. The zoning is RU1, which allows for duplexes and single-family houses. But we do have the opportunity to rezone if we want to do something else. I'm very familiar with this property because it is, as you all know, I'm on county council. It is in my district. And so I know all the neighbors that live around this property. We formed a community association. So I think I'm sure the zoning that we have now, anything single family, they would be supportive of.
What school district is that property in?
West Florence.
I know it's Florence County.
That's what, yeah, I think that is West Florence.
West Florence.
West Florence.
She just
Where's
asked
West
West
Florence?
Florence.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the high school.
That's the high
All right.
school.
Off of what?
And so,
Sneed.
Cashman.
Need and then
Cashman. Right behind Thunderbird.
Thunderbird Head and,
Washington.
That would be more.
yeah,
Yeah,
on the side of the
Washington.
right down the
It's
street.
Fairfield.
It's on this side of town.
Well, Mr. Lester and them used to
It'll
live
be Sneed.
right behind Mr. Lester's
Elementary
well
is what I'm
down
talking
there.
Yeah,
That
that
old,
road.
about. You know we're gonna have
Behind Cracker Barrel.
got it.
Right.
I can't think of it.
So I'm bringing this up basically because I want y'all to be thinking about this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff to me we really need to be focusing on. We got a lot of opportunities in this with this housing authority. We already own the property. It already has water. It already has sewer. It already has electrical. It already has roads.
Right.
We're going to be able, I already can tell you now, we're already going to be able to get some funding to at least, I know already, to at least put in new roads. We have been talking with the state representative about some additional funding. This is outside of HUD.
Okay.
I have already talked to and met the previous owner of this property, who would be an unpaid advisor to identify where all the lines are and stuff when we start clearing it off, or what have you. But I've already talked to the person who owned the lot, the mobile home park, and so he's going to volunteer to help us, get this going as well. And so, just for future discussion, I just wanted y'all to know about this. This is one of them. Okay. So let me go to the next one. Okay, you all have heard about the former headquarters for the Housing Authority of Florence. The property is approximately 7 acres of land. It's the former headquarters of Housing Authority of Florence. PD transitional shelter location is on it. Housing Authority, housing units is on there. And I was supposed to find out what's the name of those, Jennifer? You tell me the name. Huh?
Pine Street, I think you go up Pine Street, I'm not sure.
On Pine Street?
Pine Street, yeah.
You have Pine, Clyde, Lakota, you have,
That's probably it. Okay, but I'll show you
Talking
in a minute.
about the ones on Pine Street and Jarrett.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, what are those called?
the one in Pine Street and Jarrett
Yeah.
is actually gonna be your Clyde 2.
Clyde too, right. They have existing water and sewer, and we have the maintenance shed. Now, this is the location here. Let me get my pointer going again. Okay, this lot goes all the way here, it's actually zoning. Okay, any questions or anything on this? Y'all have questions? Okay, just to keep in mind, so you all will be aware of the properties that we have and that the need for us to go ahead and move forward and provide some living space for affordable living spaces for our residents in our area. And so we need to get working on this. And so these are the properties. I just want to let y'all know that that's my report.
Thank you, Dr. Bradley.
Oh, I did want to say one thing about the Pine Street. Just so you all know the magnitude of this. If when we develop this property, single family residential or what have you, it will be, other than Clyde 2, it'll probably be the only residential, and this new residential probably in the last 50 years, am I right?
Yeah, but now, and I don't know if this is still in effect, but at some point, didn't that new center, the Sherick Center, have a problem with us doing multifamily units there?
I think they did.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend multifamily.
Okay.
Multifamily. I'm talking about single family.
Single family.
I think there was some questions about the zoning part of it because I remember at the last meeting, I think Esperon went before City Council for rezoning for whatever reason. But I think also those are good ideas, but I think what the board should look at too, Dr. Bradley, is maybe you can find time to get the maintenance people to identify the houses that we have that are just sitting there. Because we have quite a few properties that I think we should get the address and maybe look to talking with HUD about kind of getting rid of those houses. I know, like, since I've been on the board, we had one house in particular, I think Jennifer remember this, over on Wilson Road where we had serious issues with the humidifier, and we spent a lot of money into that house, I think twice, and we just couldn't get it right. So it's sitting there vacant now. Those are houses that we probably can look at maybe putting a package deal together, ask HUD for permission to sell, and take that money and put into developing either Pine Street or look at trying to fix the infrastructure on Pine Street. Because I do know, those of you who were there, I think me and the chairman was on the board, and I think Jennifer realized the infrastructure over there is horrible. When it rains, you can't even get back there in the back. You could barely get into the parking lot. So I think at one point we looked at it, but it was like millions of dollars to go in there and kind of revitalize the infrastructure. So I think looking at those houses, liquidating some of them, and then trying to look at some grants from HUD might be something we might want to try to look at moving into the new year.
Sir, that's an excellent idea. And with the board permission, I would definitely like to start looking at that.
That's good.
Okay.
I would say so. If we don't look at it, we need a motion to identify those houses and bring them back to the board. Those houses that's vacant.
Okay, let's go ahead and receive the reports and then we can see that motion.
Okay.
That's all the reports I have. That's the last one.
That's it? Okay. Are there any other questions concerning any of the agency reports? Our chair will accept a motion to receive the reports, agency reports as information.
Make a motion, we receive them, the reports as information.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we receive the reports as information. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed have the same option, and it is so ordered. Let's go ahead with that particular motion, Brother Moultrie.
I want to make a motion that we allow Dr. Bradley to identify those houses that the property that we have just sitting stagnant and bring back to the board to make a decision as to what are we going to do, whether we move forward with liquidating them or move forward with getting HUD permission.
I'd like to amend that motion because some of these houses might be possible to rehab. So I would like to make the motion to identify them. Then we determine their status at that point.
That's what he said. I mean, that's what I thought he said.
Right, well, but I thought the only options that were made were to get rid of them. But
No.
I'm saying the option should be, okay, great.
No, it was just to identify, and then we would decide what to do.
What to do with them.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the major thing is to identify.
And what to do, so then the motion to stop there.
Yeah, the motion stops to identify, and then the board will decide
What to do.
what to do.
But the motion that was said contained more than that, so I'm
Right.
just being clear. Okay, so let's make it clear.
Okay. To
And I got a
restate,
comment.
to restate the, go ahead.
My comment is, when Dr. Bradley called us all together as a board, please, make it yours. One priority is to ride with him to see the properties that we do have in Florence. We have so many houses in Florence. He gave us an option and an opportunity to ride along with him and identify the properties that housing on. We went to Pamplico and several areas of Florence, Timmonsville, went all over the county. And we need to participate so we'll know what's going on. And it won't be like Greek to us when he explained it to us. Thank you.
To restate the motion, if I can, the motion is to allow Dr. Bradley to authorize him to identify the current properties that we have that are sitting stagnant and bring them back to the board so that the board can decide at that particular time what action that we're going to take. Okay, is that a fair restatement?
It is. That's the
Okay.
motion.
It has been moved and it has been seconded. Okay, all of those in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option. Okay, all right.
I think too, I want to make this comment. When we look at our property board members, I think some of the things we have to do is be an integral part in some of these decisions, because some things, for me as a board member, I guess when I spend my own money, I look at how am I going to get the best dollar out of my money. So when I look at if we're going to get a grant for apartment complex, for example, and the apartment complex is 100 years old, and we're gonna spend $1 million to put something in it to renovate the kitchen or renovate the floor, that doesn't make good math sense to me. Because if you fix the floor and it's 100 years old and the plumbing is bad, it just doesn't make sense. So that's why I would say we need to identify those houses to kind of weigh in the pros and the cons. Like I said, just the house. I know that I share with Ms. Jennifer and I share this thought process on Wilson Road, for example. I know we've spent at least $60,000 on that house, and it's still not livable.
Okay. So noted. All right, next item on the agenda is executive session. So Chair will accept the motion.
Make a motion to go into executive session.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we go into executive session. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
But think about it, around, at your place, you had somebody go in, work 400 hours. What could they accomplish? Kitchen, bathroom, floors, paint, all of it. So, and there's subs. I mean, we had like 8 people from the project working. So.
You gotta put something down. Pretty good, man.
No, man, oh, you put it
I'm gonna
on.
put something down.
You're calling it getting
No,
out.
that's all right. I'll get that quick. Boy, you people on it. Hey, on it now. So you want to try? Because I will get paid.
Yeah, you gotta tell it.
Do we get lawyers to come out of executive session?
He's on already?
Oh, yeah. So,
Let's let him, he can hear.
He
left.
Who's on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, so,
Let's put it right
yeah,
there.
put him on, because we about to just come out.
He was calling me, I didn't answer. That's why I was asking.
Who, the track?
You want me to call him back in?
Yeah.
No, we come out.
No, we don't-
We're about to come out.
Don't
anyway.
you?
No, you don't have to call back. We're about to come out.
I need a motion to come out of executive session.
I move that we come out of executive session.
Second.
Let the record reflect that the chair had to leave, and so I'll be sitting in as the chair. No action was taken in executive session, and at this time I need a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion is adjourned. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. No, that's right. Adjourn, that's right. We're good. You don't need a vote to adjourn.
No.
I'm just telling that you talk to
Hey,
No, let's go back, because.
okay, okay.
Let's go.